On the used market, how much car can $11,000 get you? That's the question I'm going to try to answer in this review. I'm currently sitting in a 2008 BMW 135i that's been modified for the track. The owner, Avi, picked this car up pre-modified on Bring a Trailer last year for $11,000. This car has over 130,000 miles on it, but it's been properly tuned to be an absolute track weapon. So the full list of mods will be in the video description, but let's start with the basic specifications. We have a 3-liter twin turbocharged inline-6 engine, and when stock, it made 300 horsepower and 300 pound-feet of torque. We have a 6-speed manual transmission. The car weighed around 3,400 pounds stock. I'm sure it's much lighter than that now. We have very close to 50-50 weight distribution. It's front engine, rear-wheel drive, of course, strut front, multi-link rear suspension. And this is the last generation of baby BMW to have good old-fashioned hydraulic steering. Original MSRP for this car was around $35,000. Again, Avi picked this up for 11 grand last year. Some of the main highlights in terms of the mods, we have a bunch of engine and exhaust bolt-ons and an MHD Stage 0 ECU tune. For wheels and tires, we've got 17-inch Apex Arc 8 wheels, Michelin PS4S rubber. We have an aftermarket Drexler 6-clutch limited slip diff, aftermarket flywheel and clutch, KWV2 coilovers, so these are one-way adjustable, BMW M3 control arm upgrade, ECS Tuning 2-piece front rotors, upgraded pads, ground control camber plates, and then for exterior and interior, we have some Recaro bucket seats, a custom half cage, and a CAE Ultra shifter, amongst many, many other things. Judging from how stripped out the rear interior is and having these bucket seats, I'd reckon this car weighs well under 3,300 pounds. But let's see how this drives. I don't believe I've actually reviewed a 135i before. I have done a 128i and multiple 1Ms, but never the 135. I used to have a CAE shifter on my Porsche 997 Carrera, so I feel right at home with this. Wow, okay. Lots of mid-range torque, that's for sure. No shortage of that with the N54 plus a tune. You gotta remember, the N54 was one of the predecessors, I guess 2 generations before, the B58, and it actually shares a lot of the same qualities. A very broad torque curve, you basically get power at all RPMs, and it pulls pretty hard all the way to the red line, which is around 7,000. Wow, with this exhaust setup, it actually sounds almost S54-like with that raspy tone out the back. I was not expecting that, because even the BMW 1Ms that I've driven that have an upgraded version of the N54, they tend to sound a bit muted. But this has a rawness to it that I actually quite like. For $11,000, this gives you a lot of performance, but also it gives you a good amount of compliance. These KWV2 coilovers soaking up these bumps quite well. I'm pleasantly surprised here. And it gives you a car that's genuinely fun to drive on a back road. Even though this is modified for the track, I'm just out here driving 7/10 on some twisties, and it's a very talkative, communicative car. We have a manual transmission, excellent hydraulic steering, with a good amount of weight, but also a good amount of feedback. Wow. This has got to be one of the best value for money performance vehicles you can have. 11 grand, I still can't believe it. We're not talking about maintenance here, of course. Older BMWs, not exactly known for being bulletproof, and the N54 has all sorts of documented issues. But if you can live with that, the entry price for this car is very impressive. Love the CAE shifter, so mechanical. It's pretty high effort, but actually not too bad. The CAE in my 997 was actually a lot stiffer. steering, not too quick, not too slow, good amount of weight and load up in the corners. This was the era of BMW when they actually cared about steering feel. Nowadays, I mean, I just hopped out of an M5 Touring, brand new, a couple of hours ago, and that thing was so dead. The front end has no communication back to the driver at all. Ooh, okay, a little bit tail happy. This road is in rough shape, so much gravel, and it's damp. We've got a twin turbocharged inline 6, making well over 300 horsepower. Good brake feel too. This does not have a big brake kit, just these upgraded rotors and pads doing a great job. Now, rear interior being gone makes the car super sensitive to all the little bits of gravel and the bumps on the road. You can hear it. This is not daily driver friendly from an NVH standpoint. So keep that in mind before you strip out your rear interior. The weight savings, probably not worth it if you're looking for a daily. But if you're looking for a second or third car, a back road bomber that handles well on track, and I'm guessing this can put down some pretty good lap times as well, and this is the way to go. You start with a base car that's, you know, not the most hardcore variant. It's not an M car, but it has the fundamentals. It has the same chassis for the most part, N54 engine, highly tunable. It's got the 6-speed manual. Then you just swap in all the things to make this car even better than a 1M. Oh. Alright, just spun right through first gear. But things like the Drexler diff, the CAE shifter to fix the stock BMW sloppy shift feel, KW suspension to tighten up the handling, the cornering, the basic brake upgrades to make this thing stop consistently, and all the supporting mods to keep this thing reliable on track. Reliable for a BMW, I guess. And what you're left with is a very cohesive and fun to drive little car. Oh, I love that blow-off valve noise. Whoever modified this car did a damn good job. This engine is so flexible. Even though it's turbocharged, I'm not particularly concerned with the turbo lag just sending me sideways mid-corner. It's not as linear and responsive as the B58, but it's in the same ballpark at least. So much gravel noise from the back. Lots of straight line performance, but very composed in the corners, and really good driver inputs. The steering, the shifter, the brakes even. I'm pretty sure this is quicker than a stock 1M. That's with over 132,000 miles. Maybe the N54 can be made reliable. I'm no expert here. Maybe you guys can let me know down in the comments. If you tune a high mileage N54, how do you keep it running? Especially for a track car. You would hate to pay $300-400 to go to a track day and have your car break down on you. Now the rear suspension of the car does have slight travel issues perhaps over some of the really big bumps, but for one-way adjustable coilovers, they feel fine. A good balance of handling and compliance. Now sometimes when I put my foot down, the front end follows the little cambers in the road and actually feels like it kind of wants to step the rear end out, if that makes sense. So this is definitely a car where you want to drive cautiously. All right, 2008 135i track prepped, $11,000 on Bring a Trailer in 2025. Value for money, this has got to be up there with one of the most impressive and quickest and compliant daily drivable cars for, let's say, less than 15 grand. So big shout out to the owner Avi and to the previous owner who modified this. What do you think is an even better all-around package budget track car? Let me know down in the comments and I'll see you very soon.